Hello everyone, this is Crystal with Slick Trade, and in this presentation I'm going to go over the trend analysis concept. This is an enhanced version from my original trend analysis concept with a few updates and also how to install it onto Metatrader 4 and Thinkorswim. This strategy can be used on the Nadex and Forex platform. I personally prefer it for Forex, but I will also show you how you can enter trades on Nadex. Okay, as always, before we get started, I must start with a disclaimer. Read through part of it. Feel free to pause the video to read through the entire disclaimer, but when trading any financial asset, there's a possibility that you may sustain a partial or total loss of your investment funds. As a result, it is advised that you should never invest with or trade upon money which you cannot afford to lose. Trading involves a real risk of loss, and past performance does not ensure future results. The trend analysis concept. This is a great strategy for beginners or advanced traders. The setup is simple and easy to follow, and it can be used on any trading platform. I'm going to personally show you how to use it on Metatrader 4 and Thinkorswim. For the Thinkorswim setup, you're going to need to complete the following steps. You're going to want to open a new chart on the 15-minute time frame. Right-click on the chart and choose Studies, Edit Studies. From there, you're going to add the MACD set to 12, 26, and 9, and you're going to add some simple moving averages, 7, 14, 31, and 200. After you add the simple moving averages, you'll add the RSI, and then it will be set to 14, 70, and 30. If you look over here at the screenshot to your right, you'll see the studies. You have simple moving averages up here in the price. And then in the lower, I like my RSI and MACD in two separate quadrants. I don't like them together. Okay? On the Metatrader 4 setup, okay, you will want to open a new chart, 15-minute time frame. You're going to go to File and Add Indicators. You're going to add the MACD, 12, 26, and 9. Add simple moving averages, 7, 14, 31, and 200, and then add the RSI at 14, 70, and 30. Now, another option is to add the Heikin-Ashi candles. Okay, you don't have to add these, but I like to have them there, at least on my Metatrader 4 one, so it's all personal preference. There's 4 rules to this concept. Watch your chart in the 15-minute time frame, or any time frame that you prefer, okay? You're going to want to watch for the MACD lines to cross or weakening of the bars, showing the start of a trend reversal. Watch for the 7 and 14 moving averages to cross. Wait for the candle to be below the 7 moving average on a sell or above the 7 moving average on a buy before entering the trade. Where is price in relation to the 200 simple moving average? Okay, I can't tell you this enough, but stick to the overall trend. It's a very, very, very important, okay? You're going to minimize your risk a lot more than if you just go by the 7 and 14 crossing, okay, and the MACD and RSI and all of that, okay? Just stick to the overall trend. Okay, so if the trend is up, you would buy on dips down toward that 200 SMA. If the trend is down, you would sell on rises. Okay, so price would rise a bit, and then the 7 and 14 would cross back to the downside. Okay, on a downtrend, and that's for you to enter. Okay, and I'll show you on my Metatrader 4 and on my Thinkorswim. Okay, and added confirmation to these trades. Adding the RSI, or Relative Strength Index, along with the MACD can really help to ensure solid trades. I've found that the combination of these two sets can set up some beautiful until expiry Nadex trades, in addition to your Forex trades. Okay, so what you're looking for is the RS line to break the 70 or 30. if it's above or below it already, okay, or excuse me, looking for it to break and then re-enter into that 70 or 30, okay. This is simply displaying that price has been overbought or oversold. And then upon the re-entry, you want to watch the MACD and see if it's displaying the same trend direction. Okay, see if it's showing exhaustion or if it's already flipped to the upside or downside. Okay, if both the RSI and MACD are displaying the same trend direction, then you would place an order on Nadex to sell at the top of the candle that entered back into that RSI 70 line, or a buy at the bottom of the candle that re-entered the 30 RSI line. Okay, and if you're on the 15-minute time frame, you'd be looking at a top of the hour trade. Okay, so say that happened at 12:15, you'd look at 1 p.m. expiries. You can also look at spreads. Look at some low-risk spreads. If you're only risking, $20 or $30, then you can just take profit on that, okay, because price is more than likely going to move, especially if you're going in the overall direction of the trend, okay. And I'll show you again some examples on my chart. Okay, so here's a Thinkorswim example, just a screenshot. As you can see right here, price is above the 7 and 14. Okay, they crossed up and price is above. And it's above the 200. Okay. 2, the MACD flipped to the upside. Boom. And the RSI, it's not below that 30 line. Okay. It didn't necessarily exit and re-enter like it did over here, but it's not showing that it's still below the 30 line. So you would enter a long or buy position here. You could also, at this point, right here where the flip occurred, okay, I would go right below that. See that kind of support level there? That's where I would set a working order for Nadex, top of the hour, or I would simply grab a low-risk spread, risking, probably $30 tops, okay? You may not get that option, but you could always, risk more and then, set a take profit level, or be right at the chart to exit manually, okay? Again, we have another long or buy position that's set up here. And as you can see back here, the RSI exited and then it re-entered. Okay, that occurred right here, where this dip is. And then we had the MACD flip to the upside, and price is above. Not sure if you can see that candle very clearly, but it is above the 7, 14, and 200 SMA. Okay, and as you can see, price headed on up from there. Okay. You can also use this concept on indices, okay? It works for any asset, okay? Commodities, any of it, okay? I'm just showing you an example on the euro dollar. So here's a Metatrader 4 example, and this is with the Heikin-Ashi candles on here as well. But like I said, it's personal preference, all right? It's not needed, it's just an option. So here we've got same scenario. Price is above that 200. The 7 and 14 crossed to the upside. Price is above it. The MACD, price now it flipped up. And the RSI, it looks fine. It didn't exit or re-enter there. Okay, as you can see, price headed on up. Excuse me. Again, here we had that dip down. We've got the RSI, which exited and re-entered here during that dip. And then we've got the MACD pretty exhausted. It's starting to head on up, and then it flips. Price is above the moving averages, and it continues to head in a long position. Okay. On Nadex, excuse me, I would, honestly, I would probably just grab a low-risk spread, but if you wanted a top of the hour, you could set a working order for right around there. Okay, see that support level? I'll show you on my actual Metatrader 4 and Thinkorswim so you can see that better. And same with here. Cross occurred up. I'd grab that support level right there if you're doing it in the money binary for top of the hour. So that's it. If you're interested in learning more great strategies, joining our academy, or checking out our free information on trading, please go to slicktrade.net and we will see you there. Okay, so on Thinkorswim, I'm just going to go ahead and show you real quick. We've got to right click, Studies, and Edit Studies. Okay, here's where you're going to see that I have this simple moving average. If you don't know where this is, you can go search right here, start typing in simple, it'll bring up simple moving average. You double click it, or you click it and hit add selected. If you double click these, you can change the length right there. You want 7, 14, 31, and 200. Okay, I like to choose a different color for each. And for my 200, I like it a little bit thicker. It's a width of 2 instead of 1. But that's just my personal preference. We've got the RSI. If you don't know where that is, go ahead and start typing in RSI, and it will show right up. This is the default, 14, 70, 30. If for some reason yours comes in differently, make sure you change those numbers. 14, 70, 30. 14 is the length, 70 is overbought, and 30 is oversold. Okay? And then you've got the MACD, which is set to its default settings of 12, 26, and 9. I have it set to a simple MACD. Fast length 12, slow length 26, MACD length 9, average type simple. Okay? And you may find that something else works better for you, but it's completely up to you. Okay? So, you should be able to see this a little bit better than the other screenshot. But right here, as you can see, price, first of all, the 7 and 14 cross to the upside. The RSI looks fine. It's showing that it's, headed up. The MACD flipped to the upside, had a cross to the upside. Okay? And price is above the 200 simple moving average. Okay? So for Nadex, like I said, you could do a low risk spread. If you wanted to do an in the money, I would do it right there because that's a support level. Okay? I would set a working order for an in the money. Okay? Same with here. RSI exited, re-entered. It re-entered here. Okay. The 7 and 14 crossed right here. Price kind of hit this level, and actually, I'm just going to go ahead and draw a price level. Bam. As you can see, price kind of hit that level multiple times. Okay. So that's what I would use as my support level. So when this occurred, you could set a top of the hour or round that in the money binary on Nadex for a buy, with that as your strike, that or below as your strike. If it isn't at a good price, then you would just set a working order. If it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then if you're doing just a low risk spread, you would enter it obviously right then. And for Forex, you would enter a long position. Okay? Now for Forex, I would set my stop down here. I would actually probably set it right about there, because even back there, price kind of hit this level. Okay, so this is where I would have my stop loss on Forex. So you're really not risking much. Okay, if it goes against you, hits that level, oh, you're out. Okay, not a big ordeal. If it goes in your favor, then great. What I would do is, as soon as I saw this crossing back to the downside, okay, because you're obviously in profit at this point, I would move my stop loss up to this point, okay, so that you're now at a break even, okay, if price goes against you. However, it did not. It came down a little bit and it continued up. When it came back up and then crossed back down, what I would do is I just keep moving that stop up a bit, okay? Usually every like 10 to 20 pips, probably more like 20 pips, is when I start moving my stop loss up. So that ensures I stay in good profit, okay? It just kind of depends. Most of the time I only trade like hourly charts. I like to use the follow the trend strategy. There's an EA that I created for that, which is the full trend. And it's awesome. It's for longer time frames though, not for 15. You can use it on that, but I personally just prefer like an hourly chart. But anyways, as you can see, price kind of came back down here to this support level. You can see these supports because price hits, boom, goes up, breaks, comes down, hits, boom. See what I mean? It fluctuates at these support levels. Comes down, boom, up. Comes down, it didn't break it, continued on up. Okay, so on Forex, keep moving that stop up and get the maximum potential. All right, it's important. Okay, so that is the trend analysis concept. Super simple, pretty neat, and on Metatrader 4, I just forgot that I didn't show you guys this. Right here, okay, here's the trend analysis concept again. Okay, these are both the same exact trade that I showed on Thinkorswim, but just so you kind of get an idea, the MACD does look a little bit different from Metatrader 4 to Thinkorswim. Metatrader 4 is using the Heikin-Ashi candles instead of just regular candles. Again, it's personal preference. It's whatever you prefer. On this MACD, you're not watching for a cross of the lines at all. You're just looking for price to flip, okay? Flip to the upside, flip to the downside. Obviously, in these two scenarios that are showing, it flipped to the upside. Okay, you can see price getting exhausted, and then boom, there's your entry right there. Okay. So, again, very similar to the Thinkorswim, but if you prefer Metatrader 4, I'm definitely a person that prefers it over TOS, but I wanted to have both of these for you guys to see. If we right-click and go to Indicators List, you'll see right here, Moving Averages, the Heikin-Ashi, MACD, and RSI Alert. Okay, just traditional RSI is fine. This just sends an alert every time that price exits or re-enters the 70 or 30 line. Okay, and to add indicators, you can either go over here and double click it and it'll add it, or you can go to Insert Indicators and then, depending what it's under, trends, oscillators, okay. Let's see here, we've got moving average here, okay. Oscillators is where your MACD is going to be, and relative strength index is the RSI. So, super simple. And you guys have a great one. I hope to see you in the room.